At that, the Bodhisattva, the great being, Vajrayana, said this to the Blessed One. Blessed One, why are the cliff sides here trembling, greatly trembling? He said this, and the Blessed One said to the Bodhisattva, the great being, Vajrayana, Vajrayana, look and see. The Bodhisattva, the great being, Vajrayana, looked and saw fissures in the earth in the 4 directions. He saw 20 million people appear from the ravines that had been opened by the fissures in the earth. He saw 20 million people appear from below, and 25 million people appear from above. Then those young beings observed that, and said to the Blessed One, Blessed One, who are these born here? The Blessed One said, look at this group of beings. They said, Blessed One, we see them. The Blessed One said, this group of beings was born for the sake of your happiness. They said, will these sentient beings die too? The Blessed One said, friends, that is so. All sentient beings will die. Then the previous young sentient beings, those who were born first, bowed down with their palms together toward the Blessed One, and said to the Blessed One, Blessed One, we would not like to see birth and death again. The Blessed One said, well then, would you like to acquire the power of joyful effort? They said, may we see the Tathagata directly. Then may we listen to the Dharma that we have requested to hear, and that is delightful. May we see the assembly of the Tathagatas, Shravaka Sangha. May we see the Bodhisattvas who have great supernatural abilities and great power. Blessed One, these are the sorts of things we like. We do not like to look at birth and death. Then to the supernatural powers, the Bodhisattva, the great being Vajrayana, and 500 other Bodhisattvas arose from their seats simultaneously, and all arose into the space above through supernatural powers. They sat cross-legged and concentrated. From all of their bodies, lions appeared, tigers appeared, snakes appeared, elephants appeared. They revealed a display of great supernatural powers. On the mountain, too, they sat cross-legged and went upwards a distance of 20,000 yojanas. They caused 10,000 million moons and suns to descend as well. Then the young sentient being said to the Blessed One, Blessed One, what is the reason and what are the conditions for there being light rays and for the great supernatural displays appearing in the world? The Blessed One said, children of the lineage, look at the moon and sun appearing. They said, Blessed One, we see them. Sugata, we see them. The Blessed One said, as for these, Bodhisattvas display light rays shining from their own bodies, and supernatural powers and magical transformations. After they display them, they teach the Dharma to sentient beings for the benefit of many beings, for the happiness of many beings, out of compassionate affection for the world, and for the aims, benefits, and happiness of the great collections of beings and devas and humans. After displaying here human bodies, strength, and joyful effort, they demonstrate such sorts of powers. They said, Blessed One, please give a Dharma teaching in order to bring about the appearance of light rays shining. As soon as they said this, the Blessed One said to the Bodhisattva, the great being Vajrayana, Vajrayana, did you see the galaxy of 1 billion world systems tremble in 6 ways? He said, Blessed One, I have seen it. Sugata, I have seen it. And he was considering, what if I were to ask the Tathagata about this point? As he thought thus, the Blessed One said, Vajrayana, ask whatever you wish, and I will satisfy your mind With an explanation of whatever you ask, I will teach. I will analyze. By Vajrayana, I will show all that belongs to the past, future, and present times. He said, Blessed One, please teach in order to clear away our doubts. Blessed One, I see the Tathagata surrounded by 84,000 children of the Devas, 84,000 million Bodhisattvas, 12,000 million Naga kings, 18,000 million Buddhas, and 25,000 million Pretas and Pisachas. The Blessed One said, by Vajrayana, without a doubt, these sentient beings have gathered in an assembly before me and sat down in order to hear the Dharma. By Vajrayana, on this very day, they will overcome cyclic existence. Out of a wish to benefit all sentient beings, on this very day, they will attain the 10 grounds. Having been established on the 10 grounds, they will attain the sphere of nirvana. For the sake of liberation from aging and death, after doing deeds to bring about happiness, and to vanquish the nose of the delusions, they will accomplish the Buddha's teachings. He said, Blessed One, many abodes for sentient beings have arisen due to various karmas. Why do they remain surrounding the Blessed One? The Blessed One said, by Vajrayana, listen. Sentient beings who are confused and do not know, how could they become free? These many young sentient beings today will attain dharanis. In order to attain the 10 grounds, they will come to fully know all dharmas, and they will attain those 10 grounds. They will perform the activities of a Buddha. They will turn the wheel of the Dharma. They will release a rain of Dharma. Thus, since beings have gathered, my teaching will be delightful. Devas and Nagas and Pretas and terribly unbearable Asuras will be established on the 10 grounds. They will proclaim the sound of the Dharma. They will beat the Dharma gong. They will sound the Dharma conch. These young sentient beings also will have the power of joyful effort. Just as the Tathagata attained it, so will they attain the Dharma today. Then 5,000 of the young beings arose from their seat, placed their palms together, bowed down in the direction of the Blessed One, and said to the Blessed One, Since there is no end found to bondage within samsara, the body is a heavy burden, Blessed One, greatly fearful, unbearable. We find no path whatsoever, indeed no path is seen, and thus, Protector, since we are blind, we ask you to gather us in. To you, the hero, we make requests. May the guide teach the Dharma. We were born with little wisdom and find no happiness at all. Please do teach the Dharma to us. From unbearable suffering set us free. Wherever it is that we are born, may we see a Buddha there. Then the Bodhisattva, the great being by Vajrayana, went to where the young beings were and said the following: Have something to eat. Have some wonderful tasting drinks. Later, when your fear has gone, listen to the Dharma fearlessly. They said, Venerable Elder, who are you? We ourselves do not know you. We see that you are beautiful. Your form is serene and your fame great. You are released from the great fears of the world of pretas, hellbeings, and animals, just like one who beautifies the world. All your negativity is pacified. We see a vessel in your hand made of 7 precious substances and a cord of jewels on your body, ornamented with a mass of radiance. To the words spoken by you who are peaceful, we are unable to offer any reply. We do not need any food, nor do we need delicious drinks. From food what emerges is excrement. Likewise, what is drunk becomes urine. Juices transform into blood. In the same way, from blood comes flesh. Thus we do not need even nicely prepared food and drinks, nor do we need fine garments of woven silk or woolen cloth. Golden bracelets we do not need. We have no need of strands of pearls. On our fingers we need no rings. All these are transient in nature. We seek a life that does not go to migrations that are bad. We strive for the Deva's happiness and for the giving of Dharma. Virtuous friends are what we need, not to be wheel-turning kings. Having left behind a lovely continent, wheel-turning kings will also die. Sons will not follow after them, nor will wives or daughters. The 7 precious things will be left behind. They will not follow after them. Though they gather many people to them, these will not follow along behind. No one will scurry in front of them, nor will it be thus later on. After being a king for just one life, due to impermanence they will wander. Due to having done many wicked acts, they will fall into the howling hell. After being surrounded on all 4 sides by 7 jewels and by amazing power, when the time for the howling hell ripens, where will that amazing power be? Since they are nowhere to be found on earth, having died, they cannot display these powers. Elder, please listen to us. Please go to where the Tathagata is. We earnestly wish to see him, just like a mother or father. We do not have any mother, nor have we a father or siblings. The Tathagata is chief in this world. He is father and mother. He is the sun and the moon. He reveals the path to happiness. He liberates us from samsara so that we are not reborn later. He is the boat that saves us from the river and the terrifying river of the delusions. By him beings are completely free. They will not come back again. He who shows supreme enlightenment explains the holy Dharma too. We do not have need of food. We do not wish the result of a kingdom. Those who fear the realms of hell should not go to the Deva's world. The life of a human is happy. There the all-knowing one appears. Due to harmful actions one has done oneself, one's life is short and one wanders. They do not know death, but they know kingdoms and enjoyments they desire. Those deceived by birth and death do not know and have no fear. Those confused by impermanence do not know the subtle Dharma. They do not perform subtle duties and do not know the sphere of peace. As they face death, they feel no remorse. Again and again they are reborn for a long time, overwhelmed with suffering, continually beaten up with sticks, and then they will steal from others too. Likewise, they'll be bound and killed. Compelled by previous wickedness, they are bound with the 5 bonds. Their hopes also will be cut off. They will be pierced with pangs of pain. When their consciousness is seized, pitifully they will lament. Who will be my protector? Gold and silver and crystal, all my wealth I will offer. I will even become a servant in the way that servants do. I will perform any and all tasks. We don't need kingdoms or property, not either wealth or even grain. We do not need our own body. Those who act badly are not freed. This being so, O elder, we do not have need for food. Those who eat delicious foods, even kings, will also die. Those who drink the best of drinks, Deva's sons, will also die. Food and drink prepared with skill and of many varied flavors are placed before the king, and then with his tongue he touches them. Then kings become attached to taste, and commit not minor wicked acts, attached to transitory tastes that are lacking in essence. We do not have need of drink, nor do we have need of food. What we need is such Dharma itself that liberates us from suffering. In the one who is released from bondage to craving, freed from bondage to delusions, and fully freed from all bondage, in that Buddha we take refuge. We wish to go for refuge to the great sage who protects the world. We also wish to go to prostrate to the one who is joyful for beings to behold. Since we do not know your name, please tell us your illustrious name. Vajrayana said, you and all beings likewise have the wish to hear the name. Young beings in the billions surround the Tathagata. They said, you are a disciple of Buddha. Your name is profoundly well renowned. Similarly, all beings have the wish to hear your name. He said, Vajrayana is my name. I am the medicine of sentient beings. The best of all the medicines, that one I will teach to you. The one that pacifies all the sicknesses that have infected sentient beings. The sickness of attachment is a great sickness. Unbearable, it terrifies the world. The sickness of ignorance is great and fierce, making one wander mindlessly. Sentient beings go to hells, and likewise among pretas and animals. These childish beings possessed by anger, how could they be pacified? They said, by hearing this virtuous Dharma, we will be freed from all suffering. We are of childish mind and ignorant, but after being freed from all suffering, we abandon doing wicked acts. May we hear the gift of Dharma. Having given up all wicked acts, we gave up dreadful suffering too. May we swiftly see the perfect Buddha, the doctor who pacifies all sicknesses. He is the king of physicians, curing all those who suffer. To pay homage to the Tathagata, elder, please do quickly go. After prostrating, please speak our words to the leader of the world. Pacify fully this disease. The whole body is fully ablaze. Pacify this dreadful fire that burns up and destroys our peace. The burden of the body is a heavy burden, an extremely fierce and sharp burden. For us who are overwhelmed with suffering, oath-bound ascetic, have compassion. Beings bear perpetually the oppressive burden of anger and ignorance. Not knowing how to be freed of the burden, they shoulder it time and time again. Those who do not know the path of freedom and who do not see freedom's path, though they are aware of death, still this does not produce fear. Thinking, I will never die, those who rest comfortably are thoroughly confused. Due to that, although they see their mother die, they are unaware. Some do not recall their father, continually oppressed by disease and disturbed by delusions and karma. How in this case are we to eat? Ignorant and worn out by suffering, we are exhausted pointlessly. Suffering like this of yours arises on the basis of ignorance. Discrimination, sensations, and conditioned mental factors are a great, fearful, heavy burden. Due to craving, childish beings wander, thoroughly unaware of Dharma. Surrounded by the burden of the body, they are born into the world meaninglessly. They need clean, exquisite clothes, water to bathe in, and lotions. They will need delicious food that is gratifying to the body. The ear likewise makes one seek out the 5 attractive musical instruments. The eyes makes one attached to figures made of the 7 precious substances. The tongue also makes one search out all the delicious flavors. The body makes one continually seek soft and light objects to touch. The body attains a flesh coupling even with pleasure, and from that this mindless body is produced. Who would find pleasure in that? In wearing very fine footwear, therein my feet do find pleasure. Yet when it comes the time to die, these clothes and lotions offer no protection. Since even the body is no protection, no need to speak of clothes and lotion. What is called human is the body. It will attain breadth and great strength, the power to listen and analyze. In that this body has great qualities. Formerly I chorused in Rome, always accompanied by horses and elephants. Since I did not know the Dharma that liberates, how attached I was to wicked acts. Since I did not know about future lives, for my amusement I had wickedness done. Again and again I was born. Again and again death came to me. Again and again I saw sorrow, thoroughly bound by lamentation. I saw also my mother's depths. I saw the depths of my fathers, of companions, sisters, children, wives. Since all that is compounded is empty, what being with a mind would be attached? But with my mind captive to desire, I thought them to be reliable. I did not observe the peaceful Dharma. There is no joy whatsoever in death. Due to a mind obscured by desire, I did not make offerings. Thus desire is without equal in wickedness, and still it has not been turned away. Mistaken fully we were born. Beings are endlessly mistaken. Mistaken fully we hear sounds, holding on to what is not the holy Dharma. We seek liberation and meditation. We will not carry the burden of the body. May we become the chief of beings, Buddhas, teachers for the sake of the world. A Buddha is mother and father of the world. A Buddha who reveals the path causes a rain of jewels to fall everywhere upon the earth. Foolish beings do not know of what sort the Dharma collection is. One who dedicates their minds to enlightenment will actualize the Dharma collection. All that is compounded is empty. Empty too are riches and wealth. When one sees as empty even oneself, at that point one has no hopes. Elder Vajrayana, please listen to these words of ours. For the sake of the Bodhisattvas, we ask you to go as a messenger. Recalling all the faults of samsara, Bodhisattvas are not fatigued. Endowed with effort and great austerity, they will collect all good qualities. Please go to where the teacher is, the teacher fully awakened into happiness, the conqueror who is not even slightly tired. For our sakes, please go, say to him, you have conquered Mara and vanquished him despite his strength. You quickly set ablaze the Dharma that supports and holds all sentient beings. Since we have not heard the Dharma by which we will become Buddhas, in order to benefit us, Elder, we ask that you go quickly. We have not seen the Tathagata endowed with 32 marks. Until we do, we will not cross over. Speaking so, we all wait respectfully. Vajrayana said, look above for a moment. What is it you see up there? They looked above, and there they saw 3,500 towering palaces in all, remaining above all around. They were decorated exquisitely with 7 gems and were well adorned with a latticework of jewels. Inside were flowers in full bloom, and divine incense wafted down. At that they questioned the elder, what is this apparition here? of towering palaces with jeweled latticework and lotus filaments all throughout. Vajrayana said, "These places are for you. Go so that you may see the Buddha. Bow down to the one who is chief, who has passed beyond this world, to the one who illuminates the world." They said, "But we know no path to him, nor is the Tathagata seen. Since we do not know the path, where shall we go to prostrate?" Vajrayana said, "Just as space is without bounds, and is not susceptible to being touched, so it is not possible to go to bow before the teacher who gives forth nectar. In just the way Mount Sumeru abides, so too is a teacher in his abode. Mount Sumeru is susceptible to being measured, as is the depth of the great ocean. It is possible to count all the specks of dust found in the galaxy of 1 billion worlds, but there is no knowing the arising of Buddhas. Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions bow before him who illuminates the world." They said, "Protector of the world, look at us. Please fulfill our wishes. We bow down from our hearts to the teacher, and from that may we attain the fruit." Vajrayana said, "The teacher has no attachment to scents, none to garlands or to lotions. He upholds the cause of sentient beings, and by him they will be set free from conditioned existence. Those who have subdued their minds and gone for refuge to Buddha will not be engaged in battle by the supremely terrifying Mara. They will not come under the power of death. They will quickly attain Dharani. Their minds will be inspired with pure faith, and after that they will see the teacher." Then the Blessed One, the Tathagata, whose voice is delightful like the sound of a Kalavinka sparrow, displayed a smile. At that, the Bodhisattva, the great being Vajrayana, arose from his seat, bowed down towards the Blessed One, with palms joined, and said to the Blessed One, "Blessed One, 84,000 light rays have come forth from your face, and this galaxy of 1 billion world systems and everything in it is suffused with these light rays. All 32 great hells are suffused with them too. They are also illuminating 32 Deva realms. These light rays are of great variety of colors such as green, yellow, red, white, crimson, crystal, and silver. These light rays, after emerging from the face of the Blessed One, did everything to bring about the happiness of the sentient beings of the galaxy of 1 billion world systems, and after that they returned, circumambulated the Blessed One 7 times, and disappeared into the Blessed One's crown. What is the reason for displaying the smile that brought this about? What were the conditions?" Then the Bodhisattva, the great being, Vajrayana, also said to the Blessed One, "Blessed One, if an opportunity were afforded to me, I would like to ask a certain matter of the Blessed One, the Tathagata, the Arhat, the perfect and complete Buddha." He said this, and the Blessed One said the following to the Bodhisattva, the great being Vajrayana. Vajrayana, ask whatever you wish, and I will satisfy your mind with an explanation of whatever is asked. He said, Blessed One, after those 30,000 million young beings who arose had understood the teaching of the subtle Dharma of the Tathagata, they said to the old beings, "You old ones do not know the Dharma. You are constantly attached to what is not Dharma and to non-virtue. When they say these subtle things that are unpleasant, speak out unreservedly and thus inflict harm. Blessed One, why were they uttering these pleasant and attractive words?" The Blessed One said, by Vajrayana. Do you not know why they speak these words? They speak things that are tender and extremely pleasant for the Tathagata, because they have heard the Dharma. By Vajrayana. On account of that, they will understand the meaning of all the Dharma. They will become endowed with all good qualities. They will all realize Dharanis. From today on, they will abide on the 10 grounds. Today, they will sound the great Dharma drum. Today, they'll become endowed with the attributes of the great Dharma. By Vajrayana. Do you see these towering palaces? He said, Blessed One, I see them. Sugata, I see them. The Blessed One said, by Vajrayana, on this very day, these young beings will be seated inside these towering palaces and will then attain a clear realization of the Dharma. On this very day, they will bring about the completion of all the virtuous Dharmas. Today, they will beat the great Dharma drum. Today, many classes of devas will be made to attain a direct realization of the Dharma. Even many sentient beings of the hell realm, dwelling in wrong realms, having heard the teaching of the Tathagata's wisdom, will overcome cyclic existence and be victorious. At that time, all 90,000 million whole beings will attain the fruit of stream entry, and they will all become endowed with the Dharma too. By Vajrayana, they will all completely cast away all sufferings. By Vajrayana, they will all accomplish the viewing of the Tathagata. By Vajrayana, they will all become endowed with the sound of the great Dharma. By Vajrayana, look in the 4 directions. The Bodhisattva, the great being, by Vajrayana, looked everywhere in the 4 directions, and from the east there came as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in 50 million Ganges rivers. From the south there came as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in 60 million Ganges rivers. From the west there came as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in 70 million Ganges rivers. From the north there came as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in 80 million Ganges rivers. From below they came as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in 90 million Ganges rivers. And from above there came as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in 100 million Ganges rivers. After they had arrived, they sat down to one side before the Blessed One. They were seated to one side, and the Bodhisattva, the great being, by Vajrayana said to the Blessed One, Blessed One, what are the black forms and red forms visible in the sky above? He said, by Vajrayana, do you not know what the black forms and red forms seen in the sky are? The Tathagata knows by Vajrayana. This is Mara by Vajrayana. Do you wish to see? He said, Blessed One, I wish to. Sugata, I wish to. The Blessed One said, by Vajrayana, Bodhisattvas equaling the grains of sand in 100 million Ganges rivers have arrived. He said, Blessed One, what is the reason for the arrival of these bodhisattvas? What are the conditions? By Vajrayana, the young beings are the conditions by which all sentient beings will now become endowed with the Dharma of meditation. By Vajrayana, do you see the sentient beings with various forms who have arrived here, and the various blessings that have arrived here through supernatural powers? He said, I see as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in 100 million Ganges rivers, and as many bodhisattvas as grains of sand in hundreds of thousands of millions of Ganges rivers, abiding through supernatural powers, and they abide with many forms, many colors, and many shapes. Those bodhisattvas abide in the abode of the Ārya Dharma, I have seen those bodhisattvas abiding in places of Dharma together with their retinues. After the Blessed One had spoken thus, the Bodhisattva, the great being Sarvashura, the Bodhisattva, the great being Vaisajyasena, and all the young and old bodhisattvas, along with the entire assembly, and the world with its devas, humans, asuras, and gandharvas, rejoiced and praised the speech of the Blessed One. The noble Saṅghāṭasūtra Dharmaparyāya is completed.